So here's IPA Immunoprecise Antibodies. This finishes at $13.22. That is up 136.49% today. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Alright, here's CEMI Chembio Diagnostics. That finishes at $4.31 today. That is down 19.29%. Yeah, so there was some PR, some news in the middle of the day. So let's take a look at that very quickly. The company said it received a $4 million purchase order from the Partnership for Supply Chain Management for the purchase of the company's HIV 1-2 stat pack assay for shipment to Ethiopia into early 2022. Very positive news, dropped in the middle of the day. So it was down like 11 or 12% or something like that, looking really bad. And then the news dropped, and then it immediately rocketed up to about 570-ish. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Then it just slowly started bleeding throughout the day and came right back down. There goes all the gains. And now it finishes down 19%. So, yeah, crazy price action on this one today. All right, let's analyze this. All right, so first of all, there's a gap up at 240. So that's a bearish indicator. That means that this is likely going to come back down to 240 at some point, eventually. Can't say when, but honestly, I think it's sooner than later, because this is kind of a pump and dump. Don't get mad at me, guys. I know, but fundamentals, but this and but that, and yeah, I know, but this is a momentum play more than a fundamental play. But anyway, yeah, the gaps usually do fill, so this is likely to come back down to 240 at some point. So right now it's trading between the sideways channel of 440 and 425. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 440, 470, 520, 470, 550, 570, $6, 630, 660, 680, $7, 720, 745, $8, 820, 840, and then the high of 875. And if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 425, 410, 390, 380, 360, 340, 310, 290, 265, 260, 250, 240, and then the low of 205. These channels right now to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized. Not like super wide or super narrow, but pretty decently sized. So either way this goes, there is going to be a decent amount of price action either way right now. We've seen that past couple of days. Shot right up, and now it's going right down. Might be a pump and dump. I kind of think it's a pump and dump. So RSI is at 63 right now, so that is pretty overbought and overvalued. Not in that territory. It was in overbought, overvalued territory, but today it pulled back and it's no longer in there, but still pretty high, pretty above average. So just be a little cautious, guys. And it did 149 million in volume today, which is still really significant volume, but not nearly as much as yesterday. I think yesterday it did close to like 400 million, but still very significant volume. So today, the sell-off was confirmed by the volume. It's not a fluke. Yeah, if you want to go long, this is just my opinion. I don't really think that's a good idea. Yeah, I know everyone on Stock Twits is saying, this is the next squeeze, hold, diamond hands, but, I really don't think so. Especially after today, it really doesn't look too good for this stock anymore. I don't really think it's a squeeze. It looks more like a pump and dump. And the channels aren't even that wide, so there isn't going to be like crazy price action on this unless there's a lot of buying pressure, which we saw today. There was a lot of buying pressure when the news dropped. On its own with no news, I just don't really seeing a lot of buying pressure. I don't think going long is a good idea. Not financial advice, but we have a lot of bearish indicators here. High RSI, volume's going to come down, gap up at 240, and, dumped hard today, and it's still dumping in the aftermarket. So a lot of bearish indicators here. No bullish indicators except for the sentiment on social media. That's not really an indicator. That's just stock twits, which you shouldn't make decisions based on stock twits. I don't think going long here is that smart. I would not recommend that. So if you do decide to go long, just understand that that's really risky. And if you want to go short, seems like a pretty good play. Full disclosure, I am currently shorted at $5. So yeah, for the same reasons I just said, high RSI, volume's coming down, gap up at 240, dumping hard right now and in the aftermarket. So a lot of bearish indicators here, and it appears that this is going to keep dumping in the short term at least. Really looks like a pump and dump to me. Sorry if you guys don't want to hear that, but it's what it looks like. So yeah, if you want to go long, really risky. I don't recommend that. And if you want to go short, I can support that. We're getting all the signals here. Sorry to everyone who lost money today. You guys got to know when to sell, Can't get too greedy. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is CEMI Chembio Diagnostics. So here's IPA Immunoprecise Antibodies. This finishes at $13.22. That is up 136.49% today. Yeah, so this was the big runner today. I believe a lot of people cashed out of CEMI and took their money into this one. So there was news on this one. So let's take a look at that. So it says the company saw positive test results for its TATX03 polytope therapy, a 4 monoclonal antibody cocktail developed for the potential prevention and treatment of SARS-CoV-2 and the Delta variant. Positive test results on a drug that can potentially fight the C-19. That news dropped, and the stock shot up today. Apes piled in, institutions piled in, and that caused a squeeze. Not sure how much that had to do with the run today, but probably a lot. So let's analyze this one. So right now it's sitting on the support of 1320, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 1430, 1550, 1650, 1760, 1870, $20, and then if it breaks $20, very wide channel here, then nothing is holding this back from going all the way back to the all-time high of 33.34. And if it breaks that, then it's on to uncharted territory, and the market will decide how much this stock is worth. Okay, if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 1250, 1190, 1140, 1030, 940, 850, 790, 720, 650, 590, 580, $5, and if it breaks $5, that'd be really bad. Then it'll go all the way down to 240. And there's a few more below that, but not too important right now. We actually have two gaps here. So we have one gap all the way back here at 140, which never filled. It kind of looked like it was on the way to fill that, but popped up today, so maybe not. But that's pretty bearish. That means that this is likely going to come back down to 140 at some point. Might be a while, but, usually the gaps do fill. So that's a bearish indicator. And today we got this gap up at 560. Another bearish indicator. That means this is likely going to come back down to 560 at some point. Might be pretty soon. So RSI is currently at 85. So that is very overbought and overvalued. Be very cautious, guys. And it did 121 million in volume today, which is by far the biggest volume day. Like, not even close to any other volume day. This is absurd volume today. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So if you want to go long, personally, I don't really think that's a good idea right now. Getting a lot of bearish indicators here. Two gap ups, high RSI, high volume, and it's already pulling back from the high today and still pulling back in the aftermarket. So that's also a bearish indicator. I will say, though, if this does go to the upside, if this breaks $20, then there's nothing holding this back, and this can easily go back to 33, 34, and higher. But I just don't think it's very likely that this is going to go to the upside. Not saying it won't go to the upside, but looking at everything here, it looks pretty unlikely. So if you want to go long, I'm not going to say don't do it, but do it at your own risk. And if you want to go short, seems like a pretty good play. Not financial advice, but for the same reasons, a lot of bearish indicators, two gap ups, high RSI, high volume, 136% today. Can't hold up forever. Coming down in the aftermarket. So a lot of bearish indicators here. Really no bullish indicators. So reading all these technicals, everything is screaming that this is going to pull back. So not financial advice, but it does appear that going short right now is a very good play. So I would support that. And it's not too risky because even if this does go up, it's not going to be too bad unless this breaks $20. I think this is a relatively safe and good short play right here. Not financial advice. If you want to go long, I don't think that's a good idea. Don't really think you should do that. And if you want to go short, I think that is a good play right now. So, congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. I don't think it's going to hold up. Better safe than sorry. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position in this stock. This is IPA Immunoprecise Antibodies. Alright, so here's NURO Neurometrix Inc. This finishes at $24.73 today. That is up 18.89%. Alright, so another crazy day for this stock. Not as crazy as yesterday, but it does appear like the squeeze is still on as of right now. So yeah, it went crazy in the pre-market. And when the market opened up, this immediately shot up to the all-time high, which is hit yesterday, of $38.75. And then throughout the day, it just started slowly bleeding down and came all the way back down to $24.73. Yeah, it literally reached the all-time high, top of this channel, this very wide channel, and then came all the way back down to the bottom of this channel, support of about $20.90, $21 around there. It appears the squeeze is still on, but honestly kind of looks like it's going to start fading away. But anyway, let's analyze this. So right now, this is sitting on the support of $24.70, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be the all-time high of $38.75. And if it breaks that, then it's on to uncharted territory, and the market will decide for itself what this stock is worth. Very wide channel here to the upside. So if this does indeed continue to run, this can easily go back to the all-time high and then easily break that and go on to uncharted territory. If this goes to the downside, next level of support would be $20.80, $17.35, $15.60, $12, $10, and then back to $5.75. And there's a lot of support below $5.75, but we're not going to discuss that right now. As we can see right here, huge channels here, both ways, to the upside and the downside. Although there is more support to the downside, really not too much though. But to the upside, there is absolutely no resistance. So there's going to be big price action either way, but to the upside, there's going to be huge price action. And we have this gap up at $12, so that's bearish. That tells us that this is likely to come back down to $12 at some point, probably sooner than later, because this was a squeeze, but this also kind of seems like a pump and dump. Just my personal opinion, I would say that this is likely to come back down to $12 pretty soon in the short term. Not financial advice. RSI is at 98 right now. Even with this big pullback from the all-time high, still extremely, extremely overbought, still extremely overvalued. So be careful, guys. And it did 61 million in volume today, which is not as much as the previous 2 days, but still very significant volume. So I would say, yeah, this pump today was confirmed by the volume. If you want to go long, I'm not going to say don't do it, because maybe the squeeze isn't over, but personally, it appears to me that it's close to the end, and it's going to start coming down pretty soon. So personally, I wouldn't do that. That's very risky. Although, if this does go to the upside, like I said before, there's no resistance holding this back. This can easily go back to $38.75, and then if it breaks that, then it's onto uncharted territory. So if this does go to the upside, a lot of tendies to be made. I just personally don't think that's very likely at this point. If you want to go long, just do it at your own risk. And if you want to go short, also very risky, because if this does, in fact, go to the upside, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But we are getting a lot of indicators here, bearish indicators. High RSI, volume is coming down, gap up at 12. Just looking at this chart, it does appear like it is going to start pulling back. So if you want to go short, I can support that. I would say that's a pretty good play. But again, still pretty risky. So do it at your own risk. But I think this is a lot more likely to go to the downside than the upside at this point. Either way, whatever side you take, if you're wrong, you're going to lose a lot of money. And if you're right, you're going to make a lot of money. So no in between here. You're going to make a lot or lose a lot. So this is a gamble at this point. But I think the smarter gamble would be to short this one. So yeah, congratulations to everyone who made money today. Consider taking profits. I don't know how much more you want. This is insane. This can't hold up forever. But yeah, congratulations to everyone who made money today. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is NURO Neurometrix Inc. Okay, here's IGC, India Globalization Capital. That finishes at $2.80 today. That is up 89.19%. So there was news on this one, so let's take a look at that. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office issued a patent for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease entitled ultra-low dose THC as a potential therapeutic and prophylactic for Alzheimer's disease. THC, so they're going to give Alzheimer's patients weed? Is that it? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, very good news today. That was probably the biggest factor as to why the squeeze today. Apes piled in, institutions piled in, and yeah, stock goes flying. Okay, so let's analyze this one. Okay, so right now it's sitting on the support of 280, which it finished at today. So if it goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 310, 370, 390, and then the high of 465. And the chart goes above this, but not going to discuss that right now. But if it breaks 465, huge channels to the upside, this is going to go flying. And if this goes to the downside, next level of resistance would be 265, 255, 245, 230, 220, 210, 190, 180, 170, 165, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, $1. And there's a few more below $1, but we're not going to discuss that right now. But if it goes below $1, that's going to be really bad. I see two gaps here. There was a gap all the way back here at 70 cents, and that never filled. So that means this is likely going to come back down to 70 cents eventually. Probably not anytime soon, but I have to mention that there is a gap up at 70 cents. And today it gapped up again at 150. So that means this is likely going to come back down to 150 at some point eventually. And I would say that is probably going to come back down sooner than later, because this does appear like a squeeze / pump and dump. Yeah, there's a lot of support to the downside, so this is going to take a lot of selling pressure for this to break through all the support. And to the upside, really not too much resistance. Very wide channels here to the upside, so a lot of upside potential. If this goes to the upside, there's going to be a lot of price action, and if this goes to the downside, there's going to be a decent amount of price action, but it's going to take a good amount of selling pressure for this to break through all the support. RSI is at 85, so pretty overbought and overvalued. So just be careful, guys, about that. And it did 304 million in volume today. A lot of volume. I don't think that's the highest volume day ever, but it's been a very long time since it did this amount of volume. Got a lot of bearish indicators here. Two gap ups, high RSI, high volume, pulling back in the aftermarket. So if you want to go long, personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't do that. Although, if this does go to the upside, as I said, these channels are very wide to the upside. So if it does go to the upside, there's going to be a lot of price action, and this can easily go back to 465 and higher. I just don't think it's very likely that's going to happen. But if it does, you know, a lot of price action. Now, if you want to go short, I think that's a pretty decent play. If it weren't for all this support here, I would say it would be a really good play. But we're getting all the indicators here, like I just said. High RSI, high volume, two gap ups, pulling back in the aftermarket. So all the technicals are here. There's just a lot of support to break through. But I do think there is going to be a good amount of selling pressure. For that reason, I think that going short is a decent play, not the best. The only reason why I say it's decent and not the best is because there is a lot of support. There's going to be a decent amount of price action to the downside, just not crazy price action. But other than that, seems like a pretty good play. So I would support going short. So yeah, that is India Globalization Capital. Congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. That'd be the smart, conservative thing to do. Don't get too greedy. Good luck to everyone currently holding this stock. And good luck to everyone looking to take a position. This is India Globalization Capital. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.